Hey y'all, Bloodwing here, back to bring some grumpiness to your internet. And we're back with Redneck Radio, the live stream where you get an extra healthy side help. And I'll tell you what I've been craving today is Waldorf salad.
Waldorf salad.
Yeah, it's a fruit salad with apples and walnuts and raisins. Oh, it's good.
Mm.
Don't know why I've been craving that, but been craving it.
Maybe you're pregnant.
Good Lord, I hope not. No, wait a minute. On second thought, I hope I am because, man, I could get rich.
Yeah.
Give me all the monies.
Mm. Yeah. Charge someone CSA, isn't it?
Yeah. And with me, as always, is Irate Bear or Alex.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're wonderful this Tuesday evening. And you will have to excuse me for a moment because I'm going to mute myself in a minute while I wolf this food down.
Yeah, Alex is stuffing his face. He hadn't.
My apologies to you and everyone else. I've not had anything to eat today, so.
Yeah, you silly sausage.
I know.
But, I don't know. You do you. But yeah. Chat, hello. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. I'm doing well. As you can see, I've done my August trim. Went into the bathroom yesterday, went to trim the hair on my ears, old man problems. And I figured, well, I'm doing that, just as well cut it all because it was getting on my nerves. I really intend to keep up with it more than I do. I just get lazy, and it's hard to cut your own hair. And I just keep putting it off until it gets out of control. I'd really rather keep my hair this short, to the point where if it's long enough to get messed up when I'm sleeping, it's too long. Vanilla Bear says Alfie rode a horse today. Hey, good on him. I hope he enjoyed it, or hope it didn't scare him. Sometimes it does. Hello, Deck Train. Hello, J Wolf. Women's Aussie Rules. Okay. Sean says, looks like Blood is going bald and trimmed his beard. No, I'm not going bald. Trust me, I have plenty of hair. In fact, that is the only difference between my son J Kid and I in looks, or one of the few differences, is that his hair is getting pretty thin because, male pattern baldness is taken from the mother's side, and it does run on my wife's side. Me, I've got plenty. I've been known to stop a set of clippers dead in its tracks. Hey, Drunkle, look at the state of this guy. No kidding. No kidding. I know it. You're just jealous because, I'm so handsome. But should I give him some spare change? Hey, anything is always appreciated. A nickel, dime, penny, whatever you got, dude. But yeah, hope everybody's having a good day. Been a long day for me. I'm school just started again this week, and I'm trying to get used to the getting up at butt crack of dawn and running my granddaughters to school thing again. It'll take me a few days to get used to it. And good Lord, I forgot how stupid people at the school are. I mean, it's clearly marked where to drop your kids off, but you can't tell it by the way people behave. Unholy Reaper afternoon, Blowing and Bear. We had an effing cluster at the range today with a bunch of anti-gun nuts trying to interrupt the class and almost getting shot in the process. Yeah, a lot of that going around. And just a heads up, if you expect me to talk a lot on the shootings that are of recent, I'm not going to. I might mention it in passing, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I feel like everybody else has, and I'm seriously sick of it already. I'm ready for the next news cycle. And folks, this is nothing new. The gun debate has gone on ever since I can remember, and I'm older than dirt. Every time something like this happens, it comes back up, and it's the same old arguments, and no one ever gets any freaking where. Yeah, Pat, I've been dodging it. Actually, today is the first day I've been back on Twitter for any length of time since Saturday, since I heard the shootings had happened, except to promote the release of the latest episode of Redneck Trek, and I do poke in to check my mentions and DMs a couple times a day. But other than that, I've stayed off. It's just been stupid. Yeah, evil one. When people that know what guns are, then we can have a debate. Exactly. It's just dumb. Right now, it's just both sides just talking past each other. You know, uh, is all it is, and I've just been in no mood. I'm tired of it. I log into Twitter and see the nonsense going on there, and I'm like, nope, not in the mood for this. See ya. Y'all carry on without me. So, yeah, functional says, oh, as shaven Papa. Well, as shaven as I get. You will never see me cleanly shaven because, well, I just don't do that. And I look I look funny without facial hair. Let's just put it that way. I've had it for so long that the last time I shaved off my facial hair was many years ago when my children were still small. And I come out of the bathroom and my youngest daughter screamed because she thought a strange person was in the house. Yeah, I heard about Blair's stream, Pat. Honestly, even that, I just couldn't bring myself to care. I've just been in that kind of mood the last couple of days. I just couldn't bring myself to care. Yeah, that Yaniv individual is an idiot, you know. And
Howdy.
And welcome back. Did you get your belly full?
Not really, but I ate as much of it as I could.
Yeah, well, enough to at least hold you over.
Yeah.
All you need, to be fair, you look funny with a beard. Touche, dude. Touche. There you go. See, that's what I'm used to. I'm not used to nicey nice all the time. I'm used to everybody around me insulting me and me insulting them back. Kyler, there you go. Hey, good on you. Well, to be honest, Blowing, she was right. A strange person was in the house. Absolutely. Hey, now y'all are catching on. Now you're catching on.
No, Mr. Badgerman, I've not started the job yet. I've sent off all the final documents today for my security background check, which should take just under 4 weeks.
There you go. Cynical Lindsay says, how soon will it be before Alex has to poop? I don't know. That's becoming the new. It was when's the old man going to pee? Now I think it's when is Alex going to have to poop?
Probably around 9 o'clock. My time for half an hour left of the stream. It's usually around there.
But he's never far away because, you know, he chats us up from the toilet.
Yeah. Well, I have to, you know, got to be involved. Got to be involved as much as possible.
Right. Exactly. So how you been today, Alex, other than not having eaten anything?
Oh, I've been all right, mate. I've just been doing a bit of gaming, Grand Theft Auto, online stuff. I've did breakfast with Bear this morning. Kind of alerted people to the fact that, you know, I'll be starting this job later on in the month, but at the end of the month. I mean, I've tried to reiterate the fact that it's like not 100% set in stone. I've still got to get past that background check first, which of course I will. But
Yeah,
just in case, gotta say it, just in case I happen to do get dicked. But yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Truck and Bear. I did see that Misa did a thing. I actually watched her entire video and commented on it.
How was it?
Yeah.
I've not watched it yet.
It's just her clearing the air, just being honest and saying what the situation was. Nothing that you and I weren't fully aware of.
Yeah.
Because we have talking to Misa quite a bit behind the scenes, and but she's just getting it out there and saying this is what it was, and then moving on. That's cool. She's still not sure if she's going to return to YouTube or not yet, and that's cool too. If that's what you want to do, then do it. If not, then don't.
Yeah.
Because like I told her in my comment, she herself as a person is far more important to me than any YouTube channel that she might do.
Yeah. So. Well, yeah, I mean, ever since she left, she's been working and, she got herself a boyfriend and moved on with life,
Yeah. And she seems to have her head sorted out a whole lot better these days than what she used to. And I'm happy to see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who was Nuts saying they're not going to let us see that pretty face today. Nuts, the only reason that I'm doing it is because people complained because there was no icon, and I figure if I'm on camera, at least it gives them something to look at if that's what they want to do. Not sure why they'd want to look at me.
You guys can gaze upon Bloodwing in all of his glory.
I don't even want to look at me in the mirror, but I have to. I don't have any choice.
You sound disappointed.
Pat never mentioned Misa and Head. Well, Pat, your relationship with her is a whole lot different than mine. She's like my granddaughter from across the pond. So that's
it was Pat who started the big head thing with Misa.
But
also, next time you see her, ask why she's 6'5".
Yeah. Oh, and she mentions me in her video
by name.
Yeah, by name, as a list of people that she still likes and get along with. I was actually the first person she said. So yeah, okay. I feel privileged.
She didn't name me, did she?
God, I don't even remember who else she mentioned, honestly.
You were just excited that she mentioned you.
Yeah, I heard my name and I'm like, yay! She loves me. But yeah, I don't remember who she named off like half a dozen people, and I really don't remember. Alex, honestly, I don't.
Did she mention Kraut at all?
Pretty sure she didn't.
Okay.
Pretty sure she didn't. But I'm old, and it's hard for me to remember one thing to 1 minute to the next.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, I feel you.
Lindsay says that she did mention you and Megan and Drunkle.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to dodge it. I just honestly didn't remember.
Well, to be fair, it's a 35-minute video. I've not watched it yet myself. I've not even watched Redneck Trek yet.
I know.
Yeah, well, I wasn't there at the time, mate. I was doing something at the time.
Freaking millennial. Typical millennials, what you are.
I was doing something at the time.
You're typical millennial. You complain about a 35, 40-minute video.
Go to bed. Go to bed. Shut your mouth, boy! Sick of you ignoring me. Go to bed and stay there. Right, you interrupted me earlier.
Something tells me Alfie better go to bed.
Sick of him fucking... Oh, he's done that 3 times now when I've been doing something today.
Dude, at that age, it's whatever reason you can come up with to get out of bed. I remember doing it.
Yeah.
I want a drink. I'm hungry. Yeah, typical millennial, as I was saying. Complain about a 35 or 40-minute video, but you'll sit down and binge watch an entire season of some stupid Japanese anime without a complaint.
Sorry for shouting like that.
No problem. No problem. Mom Minnie, hey baby. Yeah. Holy guacamole, Dad got a haircut. Yes, he did. Finally got up the gumption to do it. I try to get my wife to do it for me because it is hard to cut your own hair. It just really is, because you can't. All day today, I've been catching little patches that I missed and going in and trimming it. But she won't do it because I'm afraid I'll mess it up. I said, you can't mess it up. It's just a 2-guard all over. What are you going to mess up? And it grows back even if you don't. And trust me, my hair grows really fast.
Yeah. Oh, shouting like that. Sorry about that, guys.
No problem. We'll get over it.
So, you know, I said to him earlier when he came in here, he's interrupting me. I said, look, go away before I get angry.
It isn't like those of us with children haven't yelled at ours.
Mm.
You know, I've even yelled at my grandkids, you know.
Yeah.
As little as possible, but it's happened.
Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? Kids they just don't listen.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, well, honestly, I remember what it was. I'm not sold. I don't remember what it was like to be a little kid. And I thought adults were stupid. I thought I was smarter than they were, honestly.
Drunkle is listening to the stream, by the way.
Yeah.
He could join the stream.
Yeah.
But, you know. Oh, earlier on, do you know what Drunkle was doing earlier, right? We were in a hangout, me, him, and Sin. And he's like, be back in a minute, boys. And I didn't know this, but he had wireless headphones in whilst he was going for a poo. So he was listening to me and Sin whilst he was having a dump.
That's great.
Yeah, I was giving him some shit while he was having one.
That's great. That reminds me of the last episode of Redneck, which you didn't watch because there's another bathroom scene in this one. Slightly different than the first one, but there's a bathroom scene.
Mm.
I'm
sorry for making you jump, by the way, Foxy. I've got big lungs. All right.
Oh, who you telling?
Yeah.
If Mama Minnie's still out in the chat, she can tell you. I'm not joking. I can literally make the windows rattle, make them buzz in the casing, without even really trying.
Yeah,
just by raising my voice. I have a voice that carries. Always has, runs in my family.
Yeah, I have a voice that carries as well, and that's not a good thing when you're trying to work in an office and talking shit about the manager.
No, I don't know any such thing as whispering. I can't do it. I'll try, but it doesn't come out as a whisper. I just naturally talk from the diaphragm, you know. So it carries.
Did I? Because the Nerf War thing was on Friday, and we obviously did Redneck Ready on the Saturday. Did I talk about that? I
think in passing, maybe at most.
Yeah, I'm doing it again this Friday. You know, I'm basically helping to run the Nerf War event. We learned a lot on Friday. You know, we had some kids some teenagers that got involved, and a couple of them gave some attitude.
Oh yeah,
playing douchebags. Like one of them has been banned for giving 2 of the instructors. Well, I say instructors, just 2 of the mods, if you will, lip.
Yeah, I can't be having that. Real quick, thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. Shut it off, dear Lord, my eyes. Hey, don't look. You don't like it? Don't look. It's what that's exactly what I tell my wife when she complains when I walk around the house in my boxers. You know, if you don't like it, don't look.
Yeah. Bloodwing stood over her at the time, trying to teabag her. Don't look.
Teabagging her. Yeah, I wouldn't today. She's not a happy camper today. She's on her way now to pick the girls up from school. You know, that's
Yeah.
her deal. I take them in the morning because she's afraid she'll fall asleep because she's at that point she's been up all night. And then she goes to pick them up. But as soon as she gets them picked up, she has to drive all the way back across town and in the next county to the west to pick up my son-in-law from work and take him all the way back to where she just dropped the girls off before
Pain in
she
the
came home.
ass.
Yeah, I really wish they'd get their transportation situation figured out. But hey, it is what it is. The things you do for your kids. If you think that taking care of your kids ends at 18,
yeah,
you're mistaken. You're fooling yourself.
I'm determined to kick the older one out by the time he's 17.
Yeah. Well, I tried. I tried to kick mine out at about 18, but they're like my kids are like yo-yos. They keep coming back. The harder I throw them out there, the harder they come back.
Boomerangs.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm teasing. My parents were there for me. There was a couple of times there that even me with a family with 3 kids that I needed help and needed a place to stay, for a short time.
Yeah.
And they were there for me. And I'm always there for my kids if they need it. And yes, Mama Minnie, you take care of yourself. She's a hard worker. She's probably the hardest working kid I got.
Yeah.
But hey, things happen, stuff happens, and especially in today's economy and so forth, sometimes you need a helping hand. I'm just glad to be able to do it when we can, because Mom and I aren't too rich either. But, anyway, so I think I already asked you how you were, didn't I?
Yeah.
See, I was just old enough to forget.
You got Badger Boy there in the bloody in the chat.
Yeah.
Why is he not on the stream?
I don't know. All he has to do is ask.
Come on, German boy, I'll shout at you.
Yeah, you look very handsome, Bloodwing. Ebony Williams says, "Thank you, but you need glasses." But thank you.
I'm not one for asking. Stop being a bender. It's everybody's friend, Bloodwing. Everybody's friend, Bloodwing. It was the fucking Preston Tyler. It's Tyler. Boring YouTuber.
Mama Minnie, I just thought you'd want to know I'm breaking my healthy eating just to eat a 0 bar because you can't. She knows I love 0 bars.
Listen, last time a German forced himself on others, it didn't end well, I'm sure.
But you got a point. Point taken. I'll tell you what. I'll throw you out if I can find you. I'll throw you out a invite here.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
Oh, good grief! If I can figure out this new Twitter.
Well, you was able to send me the link, dude. Come on.
Yeah, but I talk to you every day.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that is true. That is true. And
it's been a while since I've talked to Badger Man there behind the scenes.
Can we talk about the assault on gaming that's going on right now?
Sure.
So I'm sure most of you already know that, President Trump has put some of the blame on the shootings on gaming and has called for a tone down in how much violence they have. And he's not the only one to do this, bearing in mind. I've seen leftists and people on the right do it over the last couple of weeks, even before the mass shootings. This is some BS. it's not as if bloody Pokemon makes you violent. But Pokemon never made anybody set their cat on someone's dog and, or set up their pet rat. Thunderbolt, rat.
Gaming is just the latest thing for people to blame violence on. Yes, it's been this way for a long while, since video games come out. By the way, Badger, if you've never received an invite to streams on StreamYard, that's the way it looks. So I know it looks like.
Oh, he's been on streams like this. He's been on Monkey stream a few times.
On StreamYard?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just explaining it to him because that was the one thing I don't like about this. When you send an invite to somebody on Twitter, it comes out a great, big, huge, massive looking thing. I'm like, don't do that. Just give the link.
Yeah. I know it's a bit of an OTT, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's just the latest thing, Here he comes.
There he is.
Hello there.
Hello there. How's you?
Okay. How you guys doing?
Staying cool?
Yeah. Can you hear the fan?
No, but I probably can't hear it over my air conditioning because I'm like American.
Fuck off. Fuck off. If I said it like hundreds of times already. If I had the money and the permission from my landlord, I would have air conditioning in here tomorrow.
Yes, woman, 40 fags, go. And get us a couple of Lucasades as well. See if you can get green ones while you're there. Thanks. She's in the chat.
Yeah, I see her.
So when you go to the shops.
Anyway, back to the gaming thing. It's just the latest thing. But before that, it was D&D. No, seriously, it was D&D. D&D is going to be the ruination of the world. Yes.
Oh yeah, D&D, the game where you just let your imagination go into like fantasy worlds.
And before that, you know what it was? It was going to ruin our youth. It was comic books.
Yeah, TV show, violent TV shows, and so everything. We've got to everything.
Video games is just the latest thing. People are going to look for something to blame it on.
What I don't understand is why is no one making the argument that GTA now with the casino DLC turns kids into gambling addicts? The Red Dead Online leads to an increase in stolen horses. That I don't know. Farming Simulator makes the agriculture spike.
It's turned a whole new generation into farmers.
That Madden 20 is used by NFL teams to find the next franchise quarterback. I mean, the Giants have done it with Daniel Jones apparently because the kid can't throw. But no one makes those arguments. No one makes those arguments. But video games, like shooter games, everyone's like, oh, they do lead to an increase in violence. No, they fucking don't.
What is interesting, actually, and this is a genuine thing that I have actually found out yesterday, is esports.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the racing's part of esports.
Yeah, the one that I'm very involved with.
They've actually turned some of those streamers into real racing drivers.
Yes, indeed. Sim racing is one of the very few esports where the skills that you use in game are transferable to real racing. You see it in both ways, by the way. You see, for example, Lucas Ordonez, who won a Gran Turismo competition about 10 years ago, so who's now an actual race driver in the World Endurance Cup, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Might be wrong. You don't fact check me on this, or in fact do fact check me on this. I don't care. My point is, it also goes in the other direction. There's two Formula One drivers right now, Max Verstappen and Lando Norris. Max Verstappen, I think, is third in the championship or something, who regularly participate in sim racing events and obviously do well there. So it goes both ways. Someone who's a really good race driver is also a really good sim race driver, and vice versa. With Madden, you have NFL players who probably take the controller for the first time, probably throw an interception. But in sim racing, it actually works. It's incredible.
Things like COD, Fortnite, all the shooters like first person, third person. That does not translate to real life.
No,
because the movement is completely different. In one situation, you move a mouse over a mouse pad with one hand,
yeah,
and you can change the settings, you can change the
You don't get any
sensitivity and
recoil
stuff.
or control.
You don't, you don't get recoil. It's just in the other situation, shooting an actual gun. Usually, if it's a rifle, you use both hands. You have recoil. You don't move your right hand or left hand if you're lefty.
I mean,
or left-hander.
I'm an example of this myself. I mean, I suck at first-person shooters because I'm old and my reaction time is slow.
Yeah,
shoot the heck out of a rifle.
Same, 100% same. I still have scorecards here from when I actually went to a range.
Yeah,
I'm pretty proud of them. Pretty good shooter in terms of accuracy.
What's your grouping?
What?
What's your grouping?
Sorry, I don't understand English.
What's your grouping of your hits like? How many hits did you get near the bullseye?
I think so. I shot two 12-round magazines, and of the 24, like I think in the 10-point range, I got. I could get the scorecards right now, but it's too far away. I'm too lazy. I think it was like 8 or 10 that I got, like in the 10. And then a bunch of others, all 24 were on the scorecard. And it was on, I think it was with a pistol. I don't know what pistol it was. I think it was small caliber. And it was on, you and your yards and everything. It was 50 meters. You and your yards. So it would be, what is that then? 100 and... more than 150 feet would be like 160 feet, 170 feet or something like that. 180 maybe, I don't know. 170 probably.
Okay.
And yes, Jedi Ghost Bear, I do remember that. Yes, I do. But back to what we were originally saying, this is just the latest. And this has been a trend since the term teenager was invented, because, we didn't... That wasn't even a term. It wasn't even a word until the 1920s. And once they
you were around back then, weren't you? You were a teenager back then.
And it didn't even become in popular use until the 1940s. But when teenagers started being recognized as a separate age group from adolescents and adults, there has always been, this is going to ruin our youth.
Yeah,
I can't believe they said D&D would. I mean, technically speaking, it kind of did ruin their youth. I mean, they're all fat, sweaty neckbeards now.
I mean,
sobbing off about atheism.
The thing is that there's so many people that I know that do not fit that description who still play and enjoy D&D. So,
and back at it's been even more ridiculous. Back in the 20s, with the flappers and stuff, it was jazz was going to ruin the youth of America.
Jazz?
Yeah, it was jazz.
See, and now it is jazz hands that is ruining our youth, because no one wants to clap anymore. They'll just do the jazz hands.
Yeah, that's illegal in some of our colleges here in the UK. I'm not joking either.
What, clapping?
Yeah, they because it could trigger people with autism. So they literally, you got it on the nose, Badger. They have to do jazz hands instead of clapping in some colleges. Manchester College, and there's like another one as well. In Essex, I think it is, or Kent.
Would I be allowed to slap instead of clap? Because I feel inclined to,
No loud sudden noises, dude.
Ebony Williams, I'm not sure really what happened there, whether Trump caved or what's going on. He doesn't believe that, and I know he doesn't believe that.
The thing is, I've seen the first two people I've seen. I don't know who of them was first, but the first two people I saw talk about it was both on Fox News, were Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. And they were the first two. I think it was Dan Patrick who brought it up himself. McCarthy was asked about it specifically by Maria Bartiromo. So I think it goes back mostly to Dan Patrick, Texas lieutenant governor just being a total idiot. The thing is, you know what I think what happened? So in the manifesto of the El Paso shooter, it mentions COD, Call of Duty, once. It talks about a super soldier Call of Duty fantasy. But it's not that he refers to himself as living out that super soldier fantasy by committing the shooting, by committing that murder. But basically, he's talking to other people who might be inspired by this in the future, who commit copycat attacks, and he's kind of talking to them more than he is talking to himself or about himself. And what I think happened is that Dan Patrick probably read the manifesto to understand what's going on. I would expect that from a politician. And he was like, what is this COD? And someone explained to him, oh, it's Call of Duty. It's a shooter game. And he's like, a shooter game? Pearl clutching ensues. And he probably got so stuck on this because, yeah.
Foxy Veritas actually, I think, brings up a good point. Bloodwing, do you think violent video games would cause problems for a person who is already mentally unstable and on the edge of violence?
No.
I think that they might use it as an excuse or incorporate that into their own philosophy, just like they could a violent movie or a violent book or any kind of media. They have mental problems, so they're going to look at stuff like this and incorporate it into their own, philosophy, their own twisted way of looking at life.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with Bear here. I think it can have an impact on someone who is already mentally unstable and on the edge of violence.
No.
But hold on, let me finish.
Let him finish.
Bear, fuck off. But as Bloodwing said, so can anything else. So can, I don't know, watching Rambo could have the same impact. Like, oh, he's shooting guns, I should do the same. If you're mentally unstable, if you're on the edge of violence, anything could have an impact on you. Even your parents getting a divorce could have that impact on you. So of course, playing a video game, a shooter could have that impact on you. But any kind of traumatic experience can do the same.
And having that opinion is not saying that the video game or whatever media it is at fault. That's
exactly
not at all.
Exactly.
It's not. Jen sums it up very well. Thank you, Jen. Self-lies.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of underlying issues already when someone is at a point where they're willing to commit such a heinous act. There's so much already going on under the surface that I think we have to address first. The video game is it's like talking about a war, and there's a bunch of underlying reasons why countries go to war, and then there's this one event that actually triggers the war and makes two countries go to war, like with Franz Ferdinand getting shot, starting the First World War. All these countries already wanted to go to war. It was just that they were waiting for this one thing, and then the Austrian crown prince got shot, and then they went to war.
Cynical Lindsay, there's no excuse for mental illness. Try again. I don't think anybody here is making excuse. I'm certainly not making an excuse for it. We're just saying that it's be one more thing to feed into their their fantasy.
Exactly.
It's not the main cause. It's just one more thing to feed into it.
Yeah.
And even before video games, heck, look at the dude that killed John Lennon. Catcher in the Rye. He was sitting reading it when they caught him.
Yeah.
They're mentally ill. They're going to use whatever excuses they can find. And I can see it as being just one more thing to fit in their twisted philosophy.
Yeah. In German, we have a very good distinction between in terms of language, between underlying causes and this one event, this one occasion that sets something off. One we call Ursache, which is these underlying causes. You English-speaking people, you just use the word cause for both, really. You know, sure, I could say occasion, but it doesn't really suit it, you know, because, again, you could just as well say the shooting of Franz Ferdinand, the Austrian crown prince, was the cause of World War One, because it was the thing that started it all off, you know.
Angry Illinois says, I'm the perfect person to look at with this question. I have mental problems, have idealized over killing other people, and play a lot of violent video games in my lifetime. I don't hurt people. Exactly. I mean, I've played a lot of them. And we're not saying that's not the case. These people have something wrong in them that you don't.
Exactly.
In that they've convinced themselves, however they've done it, that it's okay to go out and take lives.
Yeah, not every mental illness is the same. I've been suffering from I can't even speak. I've been suffering from mental illness myself. I haven't gone out to kill anyone either, and I don't have the inclination to do so. So, you know, it's a specific. It takes a whole bunch of circumstances coming together. It's I hate to say it that way, but it's kind of like an imperfect storm, I should probably call it, because it is like it's kind of a perfect storm, but obviously in a bad way.
But if you're going to say that it's a trigger event or it's a main cause, no, absolutely not. It's just one more thing that they add into their psychosis.
Yeah.
And Barrett, now, floor is
now?
yours. I know you have a lot to say.
Is it okay for me to talk now? Is it? Do I have the German's permission to speak? Do I?
I'm not sure yet. No,
if a person lacks capacity, then yes. That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
That's it.
You could have said that a lot earlier if you wanted to.
Yeah, but you wouldn't let me fucking speak, you prick.
That was so short. You could have just, chimed in.
Yeah, I could have, but you wouldn't shut the fuck up, would you?
I'm German. I never do.
But yes, if the person is found to be lacking capacity, like a serious mental schizophrenia or anything like that, like when they're off their medication, then yes, then we can look at it like that. But even then, it's not the video game's fault.
No, of course.
Oh no,
we're not making the argument that it's the video game's fault. We're just saying it's this one thing that the perpetrator will take. Will take into his story, if you will, into his as Blowing said, into his psychosis, and to justify what he's doing.
Here's the issue, though. Whether it's video games or whatever it is, there something has changed over the years, and you can trace it back to about the time of Columbine. I mean, there's always been mass shootings, but the frequency with which they happened stepped up exponentially after Columbine.
It's because nutcases got access to the internet.
I think that's one of the issues.
Yeah.
And the spread of information and the spread of misinformation is astronomical on the internet.
Yeah.
And these people, they're already nuts. They're already beyond, help. Well, they're not beyond helping, but they're at a stage where it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I can tell you a personal story in that regard.
Real quick, I want to give a little bit of congrats and a pat on the back there for Joel Brown. I have some good news. I have a job interview on Friday. Fingers crossed. Good luck, dude.
Joel, you're gonna nail it.
Good luck.
Okay. So in the
check your logic. Shut up. I'm a redneck. I'll say it however I want.
In the early years of this decade, that is obviously almost over, I was a believer of the 9/11 conspiracy theories. I fully bought into that shit. I fully bought into the jet fuel can't melt steel beam shit, which is now a meme, but I actually believed that shit in the early 2010s. And I went on the internet and I just looked at what feeds into what I already believe, and That's what so many people do. We have this confirmation bias on the internet. The algorithms on the most frequented websites feed into this. I mean, there's a reason. All algorithms work the way that they take what you already consumed, what you already liked, what you already retweeted, and they all feed you more of the same. They don't feed you something to balance it out. They feed you the same. That's why if you buy socks on Amazon, next time you go on Amazon, what do you get recommended? More socks. It's the same thing on every
Have a good
platform.
day, Tyler. Have a good day, buddy. Thanks for stopping by.
No, I do kind of agree with some of your analogies there, by the way, Badger. It's like, what do you need for there to be fire? You need three things for there to be fire: oxygen, heat, and fuel.
Yeah.
Right. And like somebody who has that capability just needs one or two things to be added for it to go into fire.
Yeah.
I don't think we should sit here and stigmatize games, nor should we stigmatize mental health.
Exactly.
It's like, well, the thing is, like, even if we didn't have digital gaming, thank you, by the way, babe. Even if we didn't have digital gaming and you still had to go to the game store like what we used to have to do, it's not like game staff, could be there, checking the mental well-being of everybody to come in, and and you can't expect the same of guns either.
Well, that's one of the things they're pushing. There's so-called red flag laws. There's a discussion going on in my city and state right now over red flag laws. Basically, what it amounts to is greater mental health checks before purchasing the gun. And
well, I think,
what are you going to do? Have a psychiatrist or psychologist at every gun store?
Fun fact. In Germany, you do need to take a psychological test before you're being issued a permit to own a gun.
Yeah.
But I know you Americans are not that big on that whole permit thing in the first place. So,
oh, I don't have any problem with the permit. I don't have any problem with background checks, and I don't even really have a problem with a check on a person's stability. But
how can you do that though? Like, who's paying for it?
That's my question. How are you going to do that?
Well, who's paying for it? Obviously, the person buying the gun or getting the permit in this case. In Germany,
it's like who's paying for that check? It's going to be the gun industry, and they're not going to be happy about that. And and at the same time, the person buying the gun, are they going to want to be like have been invaded like that? That's their privacy. I mean, yeah, it's probably all going to be kept private, and they'll just get like a red stamp or a green stamp.
Yeah.
It's just not doable. And yes, I agree with Foxy. Improve the mental healthcare system, but how do you do that? How do you do that exactly?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's obvious to any thinking person that that there's a mental health issue involved here. Yeah. And I've seen somebody on Twitter throw out some kind of statistic or something that only 25% of the mass shooters were able to be found mentally unstable. Well, okay, but you can't tell me that it's normal to think that it's all right to kill a bunch of people because you're angry.
If only a certain percentage under 100 of the mass shooters is found to be, mentally ill, then maybe there's something wrong with the assessment of mental illness.
Yeah, it's not just that as well, guys. Like, I don't like to put autism or Asperger's in the same bracket because I think that it's not really a mental health condition. It's more of a neurological thing.
Yeah, but no one is doing that.
No, I'm just saying that for the sake of it. All right, fucking
straw manning.
Who am I straw manning? You dick splash. I'm not arguing with you. I'm trying to make an argument myself. Fuck's sake. See if you shut up once in a while and let me fucking finish, German boy.
Okay.
Good. Shush. Great. Now I can't remember what I was fucking saying. Yeah, John called, man, this stream is heavy. Someone throw a pie. Well, it's a discussion worthy of having. There have been cases in the United Kingdom, and I'm sure there have been cases in America of this as well, where people with the tism in in one stretch or not, in one capacity or not, are easily manipulated. People with like learning difficulties, people with autism, Asperger's, or multiple other types, because there's several spectrums for different things, you see, where people can be very vulnerable and they can be manipulated very fucking easy. There's a guy who goes to my mental health group who's extremely easily manipulated. You have to worry about them as well. You've got to worry about those people, because they can just go on the internet and they can be radicalized so much faster than anybody else. We had a guy here in fucking Somerset. Yes, I know, Drunko. I just pronounced it Asperger's. Too much time around Americans.
Yeah,
I know it's Asperger's.
I'll take the credit for that.
Yeah, cheers, blood. They are some of the easiest to manipulate in society. We had a guy in Somerset who was radicalized by Muslims.
Yeah,
and he was planning a terror plot, and luckily they got to him before he could get his hands on any kind of weaponry or have any kind of, training to kill people, But yeah, it happens. So we have to. It's a gargantuan task, is what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah,
gargantuan.
Yeah,
and not everybody who has autism knows they have autism, because again, the spectrum is very wide.
Yeah,
and I'm very concerned about how they're going to make the distinction, because there's a very fine line there that would be easy to cross before it becomes unconstitutional.
Yeah.
And how are you going to tell? I mean, look at a guy like, okay, let's look at a guy like Ted Bundy. No question, the man was sick.
Man was a sociopath.
He was to the extreme. But to the average observer, anybody that came in contact with him, even his own girlfriend for the longest time, had no clue who he really was.
Yeah.
Because he portrayed himself as normal.
Yeah. The thing is, though, in these situations, I think if you have just, mental health concerns with someone, I don't think that's enough, because I think these red flag laws try to, get it, at least some of them try to get it right. Because what is a red flag ultimately is, any kind of social or let's say socially abnormal behavior a red flag? No, obviously not. Obviously not. It's what is a red flag? If we look at the shooter of Dayton, guy had a hit list and a rape list in high school. That's the kind of red flag we're looking for here.
I have one of those.
Don't give Bear any guns.
They're all YouTubers mostly. I mean, I've only threatened to rape 30 odd people since I started doing YouTube. Are there any threats? I'm fairly sure I threatened to rape you before, Badger.
Yeah, Cynical Lindsay brings up Dennis Rader, or some know him better as BTK. Actually, he would have probably gone uncaught if he hadn't got back into it later in his life.
I agree with Cryptic, by the way, who's just money.
Yeah. Thank you, Cryptic. Excuse me for the donation. Red flag laws are unconstitutional due process. Yeah.
Well, I think it's a bit of a slippery slope as well, actually.
Hold on. But I think if you involve the decision of a judge in this thing, I look, I'm not an expert on the U.S. legal system, okay, please. But I think if you somehow, involve, very short time frames and the decision of a judge and the ability of let's accuse is the wrong word, but the suspect, I don't know, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The ability of the person to defend themselves in front of that judge, I think that, you can, there is a way to make it constitutional, including due process.
Yeah, but you'd have to be really, really careful, because it's treading a fine line there.
Yeah, but that's exactly what we want from a law, right? We rather have a law that lets some slip through. Because, I mean, look at the shooters. Not every shooter would have been caught by a red flag law. Let's face it. And we have to be honest about it. And obviously, not every shooter would have been caught by gun control laws because many of them use illegal guns. You know,
I also have to
guns.
raise the point as well, Badger and Bloodwing,
Mm-hmm.
because obviously when people talk red flags, they always think mass shooter, don't they?
Yeah.
They're not thinking suicide, because it's what's the biggest killer of Americans right now? Suicide. How do most Americans kill themselves? With a gun.
Yeah,
It's quick and easy, especially guys.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, could it be applied to them as well? Yeah, because I've been diagnosed with depression. I've been diagnosed with anxiety. I've been diagnosed with bipolar, you know?
Well, yeah, and that's the concern. And somebody mentioned it in chat. Oh, you're depressed. Oh, take your guns.
Yeah.
You know, thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. You can't take away someone's rights without being convicted of a crime. Even a judge cannot restrict your constitutional right. Yeah, and that's the fine line that it skirts. I
also think it's a bit of a slippery slope as well.
It's a touchy subject, and that's one of the reasons, as I mentioned, I've stayed away from Twitter. Today is actually the first day I've went back to Twitter since Saturday,
and it's still cancer,
isn't
it?
And
it was the right decision, though. It was the right decision,
and it's still bad.
Fucking
and every time there's a shooting, I knew it was going to be. You know, if you remember, we were on stream when the news broke, and I said, "Oh God, I'm staying away from Twitter." You know, because you knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
But that brings up something that we kind of mentioned in passing earlier. I think it was Alex that mentioned it. The internet, you know, kind of corresponds with the uptick in mass shootings. There's always been crazy people. There's always been mass shootings, but they did tend to become more common during the internet. Now, am I saying the internet's bad? No, before you guys get in chat and go crazy, I'm not saying the internet's bad.
They're going to strawman you, though.
It's a great tool and has a lot of great uses, but like a lot of tools, it can be misused. I mean, you take a straight edge screwdriver and use it for what it's for. It's great. It's great at taking, you know, slotted screws out, which is what it's created for. But you use it for like a chisel, it's liable to break and hurt you, you know, because you're using it for what it's not intended for.
Yeah, we've had this discussion before, you know.
But it also makes it easier for all these nutcases to get together than it was before the internet. You know, before they still got together, but you had to depend on you know, hand printed handouts and you know, word of mouth, and just happen to run across other people that thought like you did and so forth. And you know, now with the internet, with a 2-minute search, you can find people that think like you do, regardless of what your opinion is.
Yeah,
or how crazy.
I mean, you mentioned earlier Columbine. The two perpetrators had an AOL blog at the time where they talked about, you know, their anger against society and shit. So you said that was pretty much the beginning, and I think looking at the background of the perpetrators, you know, it ties pretty well into the whole idea of, you know, the internet radicalizing people, because there's so much going on. It's so hard to unpack, but you know,
it's not that I think that we can do anything about the internet aspect, because we're not. The internet's here; it's here to stay.
Yeah.
It's a big part of all of our lives. It's almost to the point now; it's a necessity. At least here in the States, it is. You know, because
pretty much all over the Western world.
You know, we all pay our bills online, and you know, jobs don't want you walking in and handing them applications anymore. Oh, well, go to our website and fill out an app. You know, it's become almost a necessity. So it's here to stay. It's a big question. Honestly, I don't know the answer to the gun violence situation. I don't.
Education, surely.
It's got to be a part of it, but I doubt anybody knows the answer. But the answer isn't outlaw guns.
Yeah.
Couldn't happen anyway. Be impossible.
No, it would be.
Good luck trying.
Yeah.
But I seen on Twitter the argument, well, tell me something else that can kill people, as many people and as quickly as a gun. Okay. An automobile, a bomb.
Trucks. Trucks, we've got experience with that in Germany.
A bomb,
And the UK.
you know,
Yeah, here too. Yeah.
A building fire,
Yeah.
a gas attack like they had in
Arson, yeah.
Japan a few years ago, poisoning somebody's water system. There's
Yeah.
lots of ways.
Yeah, if you wanna, in fact, poisoning the water system is something I'd be very, very, afraid of in this day and age,
Yeah.
because that's something you can get a lot of people with, and like, Jesus, that could be, very, very, um, sorry, I'm out of words. That could be.
Aaron Meredith's biggest school massacre in the U.S. was a bombing. We mentioned Columbine or whatever you want to say. It's that place over there in Colorado. It wasn't even intended to begin with as being a mass shooting. They made homemade bombs and set them around the school. Fortunately,
yeah,
they didn't go off,
Yeah.
and so they shot everybody.
Yeah.
Getting rid of the guns just isn't the answer to the problem.
Exactly.
But we've spent far more time on this issue than I intended to.
Well, we had to talk about it, didn't we?
Well, yeah, it was the elephant in the room, and I'm sorry if my opinion triggered a few people in the chat, because it appeared that it did. But it's just my opinion. You can have yours.
Yeah, I want to end on the one thing, and since we talked about how horrible Twitter has become over the last few days. Functional there says people just want to point fingers and virtue signal. Thanks, social media. It's not about solving issues. Yeah, people are just radicalizing. People are just they're trying to create this holier than thou version of themselves, that they're infallible and that they're these people that everyone else can look up to, so they can, I don't know, they can see their numbers go up on social media. They can get more followers. They can get more interactions, more engagement, all that kind of stuff.
And that's both sides of the issue. That's right.
Yes.
And left.
Yes. That's everyone. That's not just both sides of the issue. That's everyone. That's even the people that are split in the middle.
Yep.
That's everyone. And that's why I feel like there's fewer and fewer moderates. The only moderates I feel like that are left, for the most part, with obviously exceptions, are the people that are not very active on social media. Those are the sane ones. Those are the ones we should listen more to. The people who don't make a living on social media, the people who don't have a blue check mark, the people who don't post. And I'm going to say this right now. Don't listen to me, because I tweet like 50 or 100 times a day. Don't listen to me. I'm just one of these.
Don't worry, I won't.
It's, of course. But don't listen to people that tweet 50, 100, 200 times a day. Don't listen to people that get in Twitter arguments. Listen to people that in real life, and build connections there outside of the internet, because that's where it matters. And that's where you have your foundation.
I've always been clear, and with any content that I've made, I usually include the statement, "Hey, don't take my word for it. Go research it yourself. Don't take it just because I said it. Go research it yourself, and here's how you research it. Here's your stuff. Because I'm human. I'm fallible."
Yeah. I think that's what also is going on here, in part, that people try to, as I said, portray themselves as infallible when none of us are. We all have our flaws. We all have our problems, our issues. Like, every single one of us. There is no perfect human being.
You know how I lived to be almost 60? Because I'll be 60 my next birthday. You know how I lived to be this age? By making tons of mistakes. Trust me.
I want to say you look like it, but I feel like that would be too harsh.
You can never be too harsh, dude.
True.
I'm of the opinion, and I know some in the chat, because I've seen it earlier. If you don't insult the people you like, something's wrong. That's just the way I am.
Yes.
But anyway, having said that, I'm going to run to the bathroom and top off my coffee real quick.
Sounds
because
good to me.
as some in the chat have noticed, I was drinking Mountain Dew and not coffee. That's because my coffee cup's empty. But I'll be right back.
Am I actually alone now with this guy?
Yes, you're alone with me.
Oh.
Oh my god, what do you want, boy? What?
My mom's pencil covered in there.
What?
My mom's pencil covered inside.
Oh my god! Right, go change your underwear then, and put those underwear in the. Why didn't you wipe your backside, boy?
I did.
Well, not good enough then, obviously. Go put your dirty underwear in the laundry and get new ones on now. Did you hear that, German boy? There's poo involved.
It was easy. I had a hard time understanding what he said because microphone quality when he's like quite far away. And
He's also northern.
and that makes it worse.
Yeah. And so what have you been up to, dude?
Playing a lot of GTA Online.
I'm playing that right now, funnily enough.
Yeah, me too. on
Yeah.
PC, PS4, Xbox, where are you playing?
PC.
Eh.
Don't air me.
It's
There's no difference.
there is.
Like,
There is
I know. PC's better all round. I know, but
No.
yes.
There is obviously there's no difference in the game itself. Obviously it's the same on all three platforms. But
hashtag PC Master Race. I know.
No. But on PC, you have all these modders. You have all these, cheaters.
Okay, I will give you that.
You don't have that on PS4 and Xbox because it's not impossible to use mods and cheat on PS4 and Xbox One, but it's very hard to do. You need to modify your own console and you need to do like hardware work. It's no one.
I will give you
bothers.
that. I will give you that, Badger, because it's happened to me loads of times before. It's why I stopped playing last time.
Yeah.
Because some guy just kept hacking me, and I would find myself locked in a cage, and not unable to get out. I'd be blown up over and over again.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare.
Oh God, yeah.
Absolute nightmare.
See, one thing that is so great about playing GTA Online on PS4 is you can just change your router settings. You need to just change one number in the settings of the PS4 and your network settings, your connection settings, just one number, and you can be in a solo public lobby. Like it's a full public lobby. You can do anything you want, any functionality that is in the game, but you don't have anyone else around you. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I know one thing. Streaming's bad for my health.
Why?
Because I smoke too much.
Yeah, I smoke a lot whilst I'm streaming as well, mate.
I'm the only non-smoker here.
Most of you know I make my own cigarettes. And in order to make sure that I don't smoke too much, I only make one at a time. And I keep my fixins across the room. So I have to get up out of my chair and go do it. So then my laziness kicks in and says, I don't feel like making a cigarette. And I don't smoke so much. For streams, I pre-make a handful of them and keep them in my little container over here.
See, there's the mistake. You pre-make them. Don't.
Yeah.
I know it's hard. Both of my parents were smokers.
Dude, I have
still are, but-
smoked since 1972.
So since you were about 40.
No, I was 12. Unfortunately,
Whoa!
I hate to admit it, but I was 12.
That is early. That wow.
Yeah, I
Mate,
started by snatching them out of my dad's pack.
Ooh.
Mate, it's in the current year. I've seen kids walking as I've gone to pick up my my stepson from school, vaping.
Oh yeah.
If vaping is at least slightly healthier than
Well, no,
not
vaping is
any
the
healthier, actually.
the idea of vaping is to quit.
it isn't.
It
The
is.
idea of I feel like the idea of vaping is whatever you want it to be, and if people just want to continue vaping because it is healthier, even in the as far as we know,
Yeah, because we don't actually know, do we? And
yeah,
they have a bad habit of exploding.
we don't have long-term studies, but The short-term studies that we have prove that it's healthier.
I just can't help but feel that it's really not healthy. Maybe it's a little healthier than smoking. I don't know, but ingesting chemicals into your lungs, breathing it
That's
in.
exactly what you do with smoking.
Well, so you, the question was, is vaping any healthier though? And I can't help but feel that it is, that it isn't, because you're still doing the same thing.
Yeah, but the ingredients are different, so
it still has nicotine.
Yeah.
And
doesn't it have less though? Doesn't it have less though?
It you can set the setting to how heavy.
Yeah, true.
And trust me, like I said, I've been smoking a long time, and I smoke Marlboro Reds, which is the heaviest smoke in America you could have and still be filtered, right?
Yeah.
The most tar and nicotine. I tried vaping, and it chokes the crap out of me. I mean, I will hack a lung up.
See, all of this for me is like, it's the stuff I've never done, never vaped, never smoked a cigarette. The one thing I have done, I think I said it before, anyways, is that I secondhand smoked weed once, and it got me all giggly, and like I'm you guys know me. I'm normally a little bit giggly, I'm always someone who I at least I try to have a smile on my face, but that I was giggling constantly, like for I think what was it, for like an hour with pretty much without interruption. I was just giggling. It was Jesus, never again.
Yeah.
Not even second. It was just second. I never inhaled anything, directly. But
well, good for you. And don't ever. You're the smart. You're the smart one. I wished I'd never started.
The thing is, I don't think it's so much being smart. It's just that, as I said, both of my parents were smokers. And what they did is they always, when they smoked, they didn't want to smoke in the house, because the walls getting yellow and shit, and the smoke standing in the room, and it's just not nice, is it?
No.
And so they always went outside to smoke. They always went outside the door, and they smoked there. But when they came back in, my God, they were stinking.
Now you sound like my mom.
And maybe I am.
I'm not kidding. My mom, who's not with us anymore, but my mom was, well, she's who I get my personality from more than my dad. And she's probably, if you'd have met her, she'd be the bluntest person you ever met.
Yeah.
And I would walk in the back door, which everybody used the back door. Nobody used the front. I'd walk in the back door, and before she'd even see me, I'd say, "It's me, Mom." And she goes, "Hi, baby. God, you stink."
Yeah, that's what I was saying to my parents all the time when they came back in. I was like, "Oh, geez, can you not stop? You're stinking so much." And I was like, I don't know, 10, 11. I was giving my parents shit for smoking.
Yeah,
good fucking times. Good fucking
I wish
times.
I'd never started. And my problem is, I enjoy it. I do. I enjoy it. I like smoking. I know it's killing me, but I like it. I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. And if it weren't for that, I could probably quit a lot easier if I didn't.
Yeah. I think that's the thing with a lot of people, though, that they're enjoying it, and that's why they don't quit. Obviously, otherwise it would be a lot easier if you don't enjoy something.
I can go without a cigarette for a long time. I have to. Speaking of my mom, anytime I went to her house, I couldn't smoke there. Anytime I'm out in my wife's car, because she doesn't want me to smoke in her car.
Yeah.
So I'm out going, getting, my granddaughters or whatever.
That was also a thing with my parents. They were in the enforcement of their own rules. They were quite strict, which I like. That they were sticking to their own rules. It helps, in the upbringing of a child, if as a parent you stick to your own rules. And so my mom had this clear rule in her car: no one smokes ever. Because that's her car, that's her baby. She loved her car. All the cars she had since I was basically since I was born. Always, like, the rule in her car was always no one smokes ever. In my dad's car, and then later also in my stepdad's car, well, if you roll down the window, you know. But you
Yeah.
have to roll down the window. That's important, you know. You
I don't smoke in the car if the kids are in the car. It's as simple as you can't. I'm fairly sure that's also illegal in this country, but
so for my dad, it was always, and for my stepdad as well, it was always when I was in the passenger seat, like in the, you know, not in the back, but in the passenger seat. Then he was like, okay, now I can smoke. Opened his window, not mine, obviously. So, you know, all the smoke goes out his side and nothing, you know, gets close to me. When I was in the back and my mom was in the passenger seat, he didn't smoke either. Or both of them. My dad and my stepdad never smoked then.
there is a very audacious fly in my office that keeps landing on me, and one more time, I'm gonna eat it.
Ew.
I'm just gonna bite down on my own knee and swallow it whole.
Yeah, don't you have experience with that?
Well, you would know. You hired me.
And I bet nobody will. I bet
Touche.
nobody will get that reference.
Mm.
The way I just laughed, because it is a reference to eating flies. To anybody that catches it.
I don't even get it.
Well, I'll wait a minute to see if anybody in the chat happens to get it. Yeah, smoking. I'll have to quit eventually. I promised my doctors I would, and just haven't done it yet.
The thing is, I would say, like, you know, the time you actually quit will be, you know, when you have to, because, you know, you're meeting God.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I feel like you're kind of a Keith Richards kind of guy who just, you're never gonna die. You're just never gonna, like, you can fall off a tree and you're like, oh wow,
Fuck
okay,
you,
that
fly!
happened.
I swear to God.
No,
Make me punch myself in the face.
Nobody's getting it yet. Of course, I'm the old person in the whole stream right now. It's a reference to Dracula, the Bela Lugosi Dracula. The dude, what was his name? Renfield, that ate flies and spiders, laughed like that.
I still have no clue.
Did anybody get that reference? Anybody?
Probably not, because I'm the old guy, and I Renfield, yeah. I'm the guy that loves the old black and white movies.
Jeez.
Bless you.
He would eat flies and spiders and laugh like. Yeah.
I also didn't hear you laugh like that either. So.
Well, let's lighten this up from where it started a little bit. There was one article that I heard on Bob and Tom this morning, and when I heard it, I thought, "Oh, that can't be real." So when I got home, I looked it up, and yeah, it's for real.
Oh,
it happened over there in Alex's area of the world.
Hello.
I mean, I'm pretty close to it. So was it in the UK or was it Ireland, or, you know?
No, it was in the UK.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me get the screen share working here for a minute.
Did someone get their dick chopped off in a knife crime?
You're closer than you know.
Oh,
That is not good. Oh, I know where you're going with this.
oh God.
Yeah, I covered it on Ghost Poo last night. Is it the hospital mix-up by any chance?
Oh,
is.
I've read it too.
Is.
Yes, I've read that too.
It is. Yeah. So here's the title: Man who was circumcised in hospital mix-up awarded $24,000 in compensation, which
He was 70.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, he's probably not going to be doing anything with that thing anyway. Like 70.
Yeah. That's been their first clue. You're 70 years old and you suddenly decide to get circumcised.
Yeah. The thing is, what I've experienced with doctors is that most of them, like, they're really, especially the ones that are really good at their job, they're really good at, finding it or diagnosing the right illness and treating it properly and everything. Those are the people who just they can't think logically. You know, they don't see that kind of discrepancy and go, "Wait a second, something's wrong here. What's going on?" You know, they just go ahead.
Article goes as follows: a man who was mistakenly circumcised in a hospital mix-up has been awarded compensation, the hospital said.
Yeah, he better.
Terry Brazier, I think that's pronounced, age 70, went into Leicester. How do you pronounce that, Bear?
Leicester.
Yeah.
Okay. Royal Infirmary for a bladder procedure known as a cystoscopy. Boy, I can't talk today. But was mistaken for another patient by hospital staff and circumcised. The hospital apologized and carried out an investigation before confirming on Monday it had awarded Brazier a £20,000 or $24,300 payout. Brazier told the British newspaper The Daily Star that he was so distracted talking to hospital staff that he didn't notice he was getting the incorrect procedure until
they professionally distracted him.
And I know because that's what I do.
They were like, "Yeah."
How ADHD is that man that he didn't notice he was being circumcised?
I mean, the thing is, it's a bladder procedure. So I mean, it's going on down there. It's the right region.
Yeah,
and probably had like some kind of cloth over it so he can't see, because that's what they usually do in these situations. And
he doesn't want to see that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
They
I wouldn't want to see my own dick being worked on, honestly.
They didn't know what to say when they found out they'd done it. They said they can't.
How about we're sorry?
How about
oops? Good start. Oops.
They said they can't send me back to the ward, and they needed to talk to me. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
He told the newspaper.
Brazier
added that finding out he had been circumcised was a real surprise.
The good news is the good news is he's going to last longer in bed now. The bad news is he's 70.
Yeah, old people still have sex though, dude.
Yes, but they don't. Old people last longer in bed anyway than the young guns who just
generally. But that's mainly because we've learned over the years how to do
it. Exactly.
We perfected the art.
so most likely the guy already knows how to prolong it, and now, oh my god, he's gonna die fucking.
What a way to go.
Yeah.
Andrew Furlong, medical director at University Hospitals of, said in a statement, "We remain deeply and genuinely sorry that this mistake occurred, and I would like to take this opportunity to once again apologize to Mr. Brazier.
You better.
We take events like this very seriously and carried out a thorough investigation at the time to ensure that we learned from this incident and do all we can to avoid it happening again. Whilst money can never undo what happened, we hope this payment provides some compensation."
Imagine just for a second, this guy is 70 years old, now circumcised, goes out with those £20,000, $24,000, buy some hookers.
Well, you'd have to really got to treat yourself after.
Yeah, exactly.
So, could you say that he got the $24,000 payout and left the tip? Just the tip?
Well played.
Man's got the most expensive foreskin in all of the UK.
But seriously, here's my question. I know that, I just had surgery earlier this year. All of you are aware of that. And I know I can't say how they do it in the UK, but here when I was doing my surgery, I must have had half a dozen people come into the little pre-op area, ask me my name, ask me what my birthday was, and verify with me that this is the surgery I'm having. Not to mention that they eventually came in with a black marker and marked on my body where they were going to be cutting.
Yeah, but see, a bladder procedure or a circumcision, both are not as complicated as what you underwent. So, I there should still be a procedure that they shouldn't have 6 times, but twice, 3 times, be like, yo, is this what you're getting? Is this what you're getting?
Oh,
Okay.
I'm serious. Here in the States, anytime you have a procedure like that, every person that comes in to talk to you, every nurse, the anesthesiologist, the surgeon, anybody involved with the surgery whatsoever, will ask you your name, will ask you what your birth date is to make sure you're of sound mind, I guess. And
no, probably to confirm the data they have on their sheet.
Yeah, I mean, there's just tons and tons of checks and double checks and redundancy that it's hard for me to imagine that in this day and age such a mistake can happen.
Yeah, but you know why? You know why? I mean, if you make the same mistake that they did there in the US, the compensation doesn't end at $24,000. We're adding at least one other zero, at least. So those hospitals, they don't want to take risks. So they're like, okay, we're going to make sure that we're getting the right procedure here. We're going to make absolutely sure. In the UK, okay, $24K. All right, here you go. I hope they change. I hope they're going to be like, okay, we should learn from this. This shouldn't happen again.
They should learn from that.
Again, I said I hope, and they should, but I'm not sure they're gonna. That's what I was about to say, Bear. But of course, you interrupted.
Yeah, I
me.
know. It's annoying, isn't it, when someone interrupts you?
Yeah, no, I feel what it's like. I get you.
Yeah, and then see, that's what I thought when I first heard the story on the radio this morning while I was out taking my granddaughters to school. Was like, how did they make that mistake?
Yeah, they didn't ask. They didn't ask 6 times.
Day and age. I mean, it was to the point I was like, this can't be real. This has to be fake. So I come home. First thing I did when I got home was looked it up. I'm like, nope, it's real.
Also, but when we really do a little pronunciation exercise, there's a very common, or not that common, but English first name, Lester. That's how it's pronounced. It's that simple. Lester.
To my English eyes, it looks like Leicester.
Yeah, it's just Lester.
Fairly sure you have a Lester for some reason, in America.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and we probably pronounce it Leicester.
No, probably not.
Well, they pronounce Gloucester like that. They have a Gloucester. What is it in New England or whatever? And they pronounce it Gloucester. But when I met Americans in Italy, when I was working with your Navy, they were going Gloucestershire. Even though there was no sh on the end of it, by the way, it was just Gloucester.
The one thing that probably messes with every American ever is Worcester.
Worcester, oh yeah,
Worcester, yeah. That just messes with everyone because Worcester.
Worcestershire sauce.
Exactly. There you go. That's the one.
Yep.
It's Worcestershire sauce. Come on.
Even
I know that. I'm fucking German, okay?
Tomato.
Potato. Yeah, and Worcestershire.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, Functional says they invented English. North Americans perfected it.
Nah. I got to side with my furry friend here.
You just call me a fucking furry.
Maybe.
There's a flight of stairs somewhere. You could be flying down, Badger Boy.
My balance is quite good. Not gonna happen.
No, I don't know about that. I drop kick you down there. I mean, I will go down with you just to ensure it.
Good tackle me.
I'm not above using myself as a weapon, mate. I've done it. I've done similar things before.
Oh God.
So what are you doing these days, then, Badger Boy? What's going on? Like, are you gonna start streaming Grand Theft Auto online? Because this is a very popular game.
If you can get it to work.
The thing is, it's too popular, at least on Twitch.
Well, I mean, they stream it on YouTube, man. I mean, I just decided to stream it one day, and I got over 1,000 views on Irate Alex. I mean, that was pretty good.
Damn. But yeah, I'm not sure. The thing is, all I do is I just do the horse racing in the casino.
Yeah, I've been gambling nonstop for the last 3 days, I think.
Yeah, see, because the thing is with the horse racing, you could actually make money because if you know how betting odds work, like you can make so much money. It's ridiculous. Like I think yesterday alone, I played for like, I don't know how long, 6 hours or so, and I made like 3 million.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, teach me.
The only thing I know
I can
about
teach you after the stream if you.
The only thing I know about it is seeing Badger's tweets about how he couldn't get it to work.
Yeah, so I think what happened is they actually like pushed me out for a week because I was gaming the system. Because it was exactly 7 days that I was barred from all the casino games.
Really?
Yeah. I think, and I wasn't the only one. I know some other people who used the same strategies that I do, who also got that 7-day ban from all the casino games. And so what they've apparently done now is they've implemented, some ways to punish people who do it. So you have to be a little more careful how you do it.
I see.
Yeah, but it's still possible. It's easily possible.
Well, that does add a touch of realism to it, because if you win a lot in a real casino, they're gonna ask you to leave.
They're gonna throw you out. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The thing is, they still haven't fixed the underlying issue of the game, which is that the odds are just so skewed in the favor of the player and not in the favor of the house. It's ridiculous. Like almost basically all gambling games, including betting, are skewed in favor of the house. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
The house always has an edge.
Oh my fucking god! Oh no! Get out! Sorry, carry on.
The horse racing in GTA doesn't. The betting odds are so ridiculously high that it's completely broken. You can make so much.
I would like you to teach me, please.
Right now or after the stream?
No, well, after the stream, obviously.
Okay, I can do that. Yeah,
we're streaming right now.
Functional. I don't know about the better brother, redheaded stepchild, maybe. But I don't know about the better brother.
Oh wow, it's 9 o'clock.
Oh my god, functional. We even made the Germans better people. We did what they couldn't. Oh. You should change the name from functional to punctional, as in pun.
No, that's cryptic. Cryptic is the pun lord.
Nah, cryptic is the Canadian, half Canadian, half Asian. You know why he's Canadian? First message he ever sent me ended in A. Ever since that, I call him a Canadian. He hates it, which is the best part about it.
And there's cryptic. Speaking of, eat me, Fadger boy.
Fadger boy.
Yeah. It reminds me of. I used to work with a fellow who had. He was Hispanic. He had a Mexican middle name that I couldn't even pronounce. His first name was Gabriel, but his last name was Fitzgerald. His mother was Mexican. His father was Irish.
Oh.
So I called him. What was it? I called him. I called him something. Now it's it wasn't very nice. But he laughed at it.
Old man forgetting a bunch of stuff, as always.
Oh boy, yeah. I'm telling you. I am telling you. Leprechaun. Leprechaun is what I called him.
Yeah, that's really not nice. Jesus.
Good dude, though. Good dude. I mean, I haven't talked to him in a while. I really like to. He actually had a fascinating life. He was from the south side of Chicago, and and was very heavily involved. He's got all the gang tattoos and everything, but he
Wow.
got himself out of that life and made
Nice.
something of himself. He doesn't work there where we worked before. He now runs his own catering business. He's a chef. So
Awesome.
nice guy. But so yeah, as you mentioned, Alex, the time has flown.
Yeah, flown
There's
by.
less than half hour of the stream left already. My goodness, is that the sign of a good stream?
I think it is.
I think it is too. I think it is. Are you all not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Smash that like button. Come on, if you've been watching the stream, if you don't like it, like you would have made your mind up by now. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah. We only have 35 likes. Come on, guys. We expect better of you.
Yeah, we have good like ratios on this stream.
Yeah, we do. We do. I've always said I have the best chat. Don't prove me wrong.
What's going on, Jen? I haven't spoken to you in a while. You ridiculously over happy woman, you.
Jay Wolf, the stream isn't over yet. Count the chickens for the hatch.
Yeah, you've got to give it like it's got to be at least quarter past before I need to go for a poo. Hi, Jen.
What does the German has whips mean?
I don't know unless it's a BDSM reference.
I hope not, because it wouldn't be true.
Oh, come on. You don't
I'm
like
not-
a little slap and tickle?
I mean, there's a whole category between slap and tickle and whips. Come on, man.
Good luck getting that monetized, by the way, Maddie. Jeez. Fly, I'm going to splat you. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I laughed my ass off yesterday. I saw a video on Twitter, and it was some big YouTuber interviewing Susan Wojcicki, and he was asking her about the new harassment rules. It's like, what's going on? And Susan replied with, I don't know either. I was like, what?
It's probably the most accurate statement she's made ever since she took
Wait
the
a
role.
minute. Don't you run this company?
Yeah.
Yeah, but to run a company, you don't have to know what's going on. Well, I mean, come on. That's not how this works.
Silly sausage. She went on and she started like kind of complaining, but not complaining.
What?
About people making response videos to her and stuff.
Oh.
Well, quit saying things that are stupid.
Yeah. Stop it.
She can't, but guys, come on, she can't help herself. Come on.
So, like I said, I took a huge break from Twitter. Looks like I came back a little too soon yet, but I thought, my gosh, by now it ought to be over, but it's not.
Yeah, no, I think now it's over because Toni Morrison, novelist, has died, and so everyone's now it's trending the one. Everyone's like mourning and everything, and people forgot. We're on to the next news cycle basically, and so
God, I hope. And so there will just be on to the next dumb thing and pointless Twitter battles.
Yeah, just wait until Trump tweets again tomorrow morning. I call it.
But so what did the old man do during that time? Well, I watched a lot of Markiplier videos. I'm way behind on my Markiplier videos. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I enjoy Markiplier. And especially when he is playing a scary game. So yeah, got caught up on that, and it was far more fun than you all arguing on Twitter. I'm telling you.
The thing is, I've been trying to stay away from Twitter as much as I can, which isn't very much, but I try my best. As I've been watching like a lot of YouTube videos on the side as well, and so I fully get it. I've been watching PewDiePie's Minecraft series. I don't even play Minecraft, but I was like, fuck it, why not? I watched the first one and I was like, hey, that's actually pretty fun to watch, Yeah. Him stapling the llamas on a tower, just one over the other.
say what you want about Markiplier, or whatever, and maybe he's not your cup of tea, and I get that. He's not always mine either, and he definitely appeals to the
younger audience.
the tweens,
Yeah.
But he does a heck of a lot for charity.
Yes, he does. So does Jacksepticeye,
Yeah, a heck of a lot for charity. In fact, one of the videos I watched was a re-upload of a stream that he did, and they actually replay the chat during the stream, and people were super chatting him. He says, "Wait, don't do that. Don't send me any super chats.
Yeah,
give it to any other creator. Give it to your second favorite creator or whatever. But I don't need it."
Yeah. But since we're talking about charity content creators, I think being the one who has streamed quite a lot on Twitch, I think we have to throw Dr. Lupo's name in there too. I think it was a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, so he almost raised $1 million in I think what was it, 4 or 5 hours for
did he get a
St.
mention in Matt Pat's game theory video where he stood up for all like gamers on YouTube and stuff and on the internet in general?
I don't know.
I'll have to send you that video.
Yeah, but yeah, he raised, I think it was $920,000 in like a 5-hour stream or so for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Absolutely amazing. It broke a record. Like no one has ever raised that much money in a stream for charity. Like no one has done it.
Yeah.
And I'm I am proud to say, that like Dr. Lupo.
Question.
Can I first?
I have a question for you.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Do you remember when H Bomber Guy did a gaming stream to raise money for that? Okay, then. Okay, please continue.
I've never watched.
Thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. Give your booty, heart, and your cash to Old Man. There you go.
I don't think your wife is gonna appreciate it if people give them your booty. Give them their booty. Give you their booty. Fucking hell, I can't even think. I don't think she's gonna appreciate that. But yeah, so I was trying to say, Dr. Lupo is also part of an esports organization as a streamer called Rogue, and they're doing a lot of stuff as well for charity regularly. I think not right now, but they're probably in the planning for the next one, and they have their content creators do a lot, and they're just really a great organization that I have to disclose at this point. I'm involved with them as well, so but it's absolutely incredible what streamers and YouTubers do for charity. It's just it brings a little bit of hope back, especially if you look at Twitter last few days, then you see people actually doing something for charity and affecting change, and making the world better. It's
before
awesome.
I started in the genre that I started in on YouTube, there was a time there that I had thought about being, a gamer, like in the mold of Markiplier or whatever. I thought, hey, I can use the old man shtick, twist that to my benefit, an old man that still plays games and so forth. Then I thought, I probably wouldn't get the reaction, because if I played like a scary game, I'd have to fake it. I'd have to fake that I was scared.
Honestly,
watch a guy like, oh yeah, cool, all right.
No, honestly, I think it's all about being like a character, and I think it would fit perfectly fine for you as the old man that you are, playing a scary game, just not giving a fuck, just being like, oh yeah, okay, cool. It would totally fit. Like it would totally. It would be 100% authentic if you just go, oh, that's nice.
And yes, Shelley, absolutely, I do remember that. It wasn't even that long ago, really. What, a couple of months now has it been? Yeah, when Kill Stream raised 20 grand.
It's been a little longer than a couple of months. I'm thinking more like 6.
Has this not been 6?
Oh, it's been a little while.
It couldn't have been. Time just could not have flown that quickly. Like,
Dude, we're almost to fall. What do you?
Yeah, and we still didn't get the Red Dead Online summer update, man.
This year has flown by so fast for me. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
I know it's a meme. I know it's an old saw to say the older you get, the more time flies, but it really is true. I mean, it's like, where is this year gone? It seems like summer just started.
I know we're in the 8th month of the friggin' year. 4 months till Christmas, people.
4.5.
Bah humbug.
Well, actually, technically 3.5, but
No, 4.5.
we're in the 8th month.
Yeah, and Christmas is at the end of the 12th.
Yeah. Shut your face. What esports organization are you a part of?
Rogue.
And tell me about that.
So, what do you want to know?
Well, what is Rogue? What do they do?
So,
how did you get involved in it? And how much money do they pay?
okay, I can answer that last one quite easily. None. At least not to me. I don't know about others, but you know. So what is Rogue? So Rogue is an esports organization that has professional teams in, I think, 7 different games currently. Might be 8. So they have a Smash team, League of Legends team, FIFA players, Fortnite, obviously everyone does.
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Siege, Rocket League, which is where I know them from for the most part, and then a Battle Royale team, whatever Battle Royale game they play, I don't know.
Okay. Is it Apex or PUBG or something like that?
Probably both.
Okay.
Like they just have a Battle Royale team, so they probably play any kind of Battle Royale game that's big at the time. So they probably started off in PUBG, and now they're maybe playing both PUBG and Apex. I don't know. Just Fortnite is different, even though it's also a Battle Royale game, but they have a different, Fortnite team. But, and they also have a section of content creators, a stream team, and then they have recently they've established a second stream team for people that are starting out, people that are a little smaller, basically kind of a scouting team, if you will, scouting stream team called Rogue Nation.
Yeah,
and that's how I got involved with them.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why I don't get any money because it's really for the most part just a scouting team.
The last several days or last few days, I've been popping over and watching Monkey on his gaming channel play No Man's Sky.
No Monkey Sky.
Yeah, I've seen you over there. But I'm watching him play, and I'm thinking this game looks kind of cool. I kind of like the look of it. I like space games.
I've got it as well.
And I thought, well, I might like to play that. So I go on Steam this morning just to look up what it costs. $60 freaking bucks. Are you kidding me? Nope.
Yeah.
It's a big ass game, dude.
That's maybe, but that's a big no on I make.
Yeah, and Jen explains it quite well. It's pretty much Subnautica in space.
Yeah,
it has the same feel to it, the same look to it, and
there is a game that is Subnautica in space, and it's not that.
I'm gonna strangle you, man.
What? It's not. I have right. Subnautica is my game, dude.
I know.
I've got No Man's Sky too. It's nothing like Subnautica. There is a game that is like Subnautica in space, and I have that as well.
Okay. They're both.
It's like Elite Dangerous, but you can get out of the bloody aircraft, spaceship, whatever you're flying. What?
I'm just thinking right now.
I was just planning. I was just listening.
No. I'm just planning. How.
Yeah, that game you recommended me, like.
No. Let me.
No.
I'm just planning. How we.
Are you gonna try to kill me?
No. How we conquer the UK in a World War III?
Well, good luck.
I'm joking, obviously. Come
Come
on.
on, have a go. Come on. No, just you. You come over. You get a train up to Cheshire, mate. Come on.
And here you have it, folks. 2019, and the Brits and the Germans are still going at it.
No,
That's
just
right.
the two of us. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
No.
We go to war. We try. Just the two of us. You and
Hold on. Where's the leave button here?
That'd be so dramatic. You know, the altruists from Grand Theft Auto remind me of you, Bloodwing.
Do what?
You ever played Grand Theft Auto 5?
It's a little.
You know what the altruists are?
No.
Literal baby boomers who live in the mountains and refuse to be a part of society.
Oh, are they the ones where I've seen the like the mini game where the guy has to do yoga?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Very sure they eat people as well.
Oh.
And they have a bad habit of walking around either half naked or fully naked.
So how's that remind you of me?
Because they're baby boomers.
Because they're boomers, and
Yes.
of course, all us boomers are alike.
Yeah.
Obviously.
There's a reason stereotypes are a thing, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, you're not like other boomers. You're actually
So,
open-minded.
Well, there's a lot more boomers like me than you know. They just tend to be quiet about it. I know quite a few.
Yeah. Well, I should imagine. Grew up with them. Oh, we've reached that part of the show where we take questions from people.
Yeah, absolutely. Question time. Ask any of the three of us. Just don't ask Badger Man here something that might get him, arrested over there in Germany.
Yeah.
I did find it kind of amusing that people are switching their Twitter region to Germany to avoid Nazism.
Oh God, yeah.
Which I get because it's like illegal and stuff over there.
The thing is, you know what? I've been doing the exact opposite.
You want to get them? You want to find the Nazis?
No. I want to hear everyone. Free speech and all. If I see a Nazi, I want to see a Nazi tweet because I want to reply to him and be like, "Yo, fuck off, dude. Get wrecked." I don't want to be like, "Oh no, this hurts me so much. I can't see this." No, I want to be like, "Fuck you, dude. Get bent."
Yeah.
With your shitty ideology,
That's fair. You actually want to go argue with them? That's fair.
Yeah. Oh, that's probably not the smartest way to just go fuck you, but it feels good.
Lindsay, of course you're peasants. No, man. There's no hard, fast format to this stream. You all can ask questions anytime you like. You don't have to wait till question time. If I see it, I'll try to answer it. The only format that we hold fast to here is we try to keep the politics to a minimum, and it ends at 2 hours.
Yeah, it's much more social commentary.
Keep politics to a minimum, and then look at Cryptic's question to me. Fucking hell.
Where is it? Was Hitler your hero?
Crying out loud.
Well, you might have had a period in your life where you might have felt like that for a period or so.
No.
You were a young man once, weren't you?
And
yeah, but I was never into neo-Nazism. No.
Okay.
And Lindsay, I'm just yanking.
That's the one. I was into socialism when I was young. Yeah. But the.
Oh, so you're freaking commie.
I said when I was young, weren't we all?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, but when you were young, socialism was the enemy.
I don't know. I came of age during the time where there were huge protests for socialism. Remember the 70s?
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
I think I've always been a capitalist.
The thing is, I forget that you came of age in the 70s. I always think like 50s.
The entire
Cold War was like really.
Oh, it was a thing.
I mean, it was, yeah, in the 70s it was a thing, but it wasn't like everyone hated the socialists. There were people like Mr. Breadlines are a good thing.
Yeah, it's
Good old Bernie.
yeah. I was a teenager through the entire decade of the 70s. I turned 10 in 1970, and so I was 20 in 80. So the entirety of my teen years were spent through that period.
Okay, there's a couple questions for me apparently here. So
Uh-huh.
Ebony asks, do you have wings or ribs in Germany? If so, which one? We do have both. I prefer nuggets. I'm not a big rib guy. I'm not a wing guy. Wings are, I mean, both of them are I would say personally too spicy for me. I like some nuggets more, but different people. And Quinn actually messed up the tongue twister in its original form. He says, "Can Benjamin say seashells by the seashore?" She sells exactly. She sells seashells by the seashore. It's not that hard. But in German, we have other tongue twisters.
Can we hear one? We won't understand it, but
I'm pretty
no,
sure
you can't. You will not be able to understand
sure
it. But I could do it. I could do it.
Schnitzel Scheiße, Schnitzel
No.
Okay.
Oh, this is the hardest one. We learned that in school. It's about one of the hardest ones in German. I will probably mess it up. Fischers Fritz fischt frische Fische. Fuck.
See, you could have kept going there, and I wouldn't have known you made a mistake.
Yeah, I know, but I messed it up. Once again, Fischers Fritz fischt frische Fische. Frische Fische fischt Fischers Fritze. There you go. It basically means what do you call it in English? Fuck, I need my dictionary. The fisherman Fritz fishes for fresh fish. And then it's just turned around, because in German you can do that. You can actually switch the position of words and it still makes sense, which in English you obviously can't. So get bent. German is better. I'm not saying Germany is better. You guys have the superior constitution. We have the superior language.
Well, English there are some German words that were incorporated into to English. So
yeah, but the thing is, the German language, like, you either sound all really angry and mad, or you sound like really poncy.
Really, what?
Oh yeah, ich lieb mein Handy.
No. That's the Austrians, okay? We're not standing for that shit. No, seriously, the Austrians sound like pretentious pricks. The Germans just sound angry,
Okay, but are you angry?
No, we just sound like it.
Okay. That's fair,
I'm pretty sure if he had done "She sells seashells by the seashore" in German, it probably would have sounded like an angry Hitler speech.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Mine seashells.
The thing is, the issue with the fisherman tongue twister actually translates kind of as a tongue twister into English.
I noticed that. Yeah.
But the seashells. Oh fuck! She sells seashells. Tongue twister doesn't translate well, because the word "sell" in German is "verkaufen," which doesn't have an S in it. It doesn't work.
That almost sounds like you're telling somebody to step off.
Yeah.
With the F word.
So basically, if I want to ask someone if they would sell me some bread, können Sie mir das Brot verkaufen? Obviously, I add a little bit of aggression into the last word, but for a comic effect. But yeah, that's what it would sound like.
Can you imagine Germans telling each other that they love one another?
What do you mean?
It's just, you're so angry. Like,
I know. I don't know. I think I think I heard it the other night when I what it sounded like when I heard a couple of cats out fighting in the yard the other day.
Yeah, the thing is, it's not it. So it will sound angry if you try to replicate it, but the original, like if a proper German, who grew up in Germany and native tongue, everything, says it doesn't sound aggressive to say "Ich liebe dich."
Ich liebe dich.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you make it aggressive, because you can't pronounce the. You can't pronounce that.
You said dick.
No, fuck off.
Right, just say that one word to me now, so I can hear it properly.
Dich.
Dich.
See, you're overdoing it. You just need to let the air flow out of your mouth. Just relax. Just relax your
Dich.
muscles. Dich.
Dich.
Yeah, just more relaxing. Come on, man. You're still too stiff in the mouth.
Stiff in the mouth.
Well, he is British. He is British after all.
Oh yeah, true.
Stiff upper lip and all that.
Yeah.
Dich. I don't know. Just dich. There you are. That's relaxed.
Yeah, there you go.
Or as relaxed as it gets.
Yeah.
At any rate, we're at that time, folks.
Already?
In fact, a little bit past. It's time to end the stream. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Thank you, everybody, for coming out, for the watches and the likes and the shares and the comments and for the donations. Thank you, everybody, because it can't happen without you.
That's right.
Thank you, Alex, as always, for coming by. Anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, guys. Yesterday, I released a video on Irate Alex that's covering the Ninja Twitch Mixer drama stuff with Grossgore and responding to his little video on Twitter. We don't know who he is. Go and find out.
And Badger, a pleasure as always, dude.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Absolutely no problem. Anytime. I know you're not doing much lately, but anything you want to come out?
The thing is, I'm thinking about starting like some kind of sports podcast. I've wanted to do this for so long, and I've never gotten around to do it. I know we did the NFL thing, and I don't know what your plans on that are.
We initially, J-Kid had approached me and wanted to do it again, but since then his situation's changed. He's now babysitting his nieces. And so I don't know how that's going to affect it. So I don't know if that's still going to happen or not.
I mean, the thing is, I would be done, as much as I would love to do it with J-Kid, as a third, but I would be down to do it just the two of us,
Yeah.
I think we'll find enough banter. I can hate on the Colts, you hate on the Packers, and both of us will hopefully make the playoffs, Although, sorry, I would have to say, playoffs?
Playoffs?
But yeah, I was thinking about, starting some kind of sports podcast on my own, just, I don't know, talking about like a whole bunch of stuff. But right now I really don't have much to show other than my Twitter, really. At Benjamin TTV. Might change in the future, but for now it's that. But yeah.
Okay.
We'll see where it goes in the future.
Thanks again, chat. And I don't know, but we haven't lost you, because on my watch page, it's been on the infinite circle going around. So we might have, but if we hadn't, thanks again for everybody showing up. And as always, get out of my yard.
Bye, guys.
Bye.